Hi, I'm Emily White and I'm a photographer. My first interest in photography came when my brother and his friends were doing all these extreme sports, skateboarding, surfing, motocross, wakeboarding, snowboarding, and I really just wanted to capture it all on a photo. And so I just became interested just by watching them and trying to figure out when the decisive moment was to take the photo. The best place for me to take photos really is when I'm on my family vacation. My mom calls me the family historian. My favorite place around Eugene is definitely Hendricks Park. I first visited Hendricks Park my freshman year, and I've been going there ever since. There's a whole bunch of different hiking trails, and just the nature around it is awesome. I also like to go to the Amazon skate park because there's a whole bunch of skaters there on a nice day, and I really just like getting the action shot and meeting new people there. So after I import my photos into the Lightroom 3 program, I go through all my photos and I flag the ones I want to edit. After I do that, I go down to the bottom right corner to where it says filter and I click on the flagged filters, so those are the only photos that will show up. After that, I go up into the develop button on the top right and I go through all of the flagged photos I have. And first I usually will start by either cropping or rotating. From there, I usually work with the exposure, recovery, fill light, and blacks. And then I decide if the exposure is the right time, if I want it to be a little bit brighter, if I want it to be a little bit darker. Then I'll contrast with all the different colors that are in the photo. After that, I usually go down to the clarity, vibrance, and saturation section. If I decided that I didn't like the color, I can add more saturation all together and make it all even, or I can do individual colors and add saturation there. So while I was in my Yosemite trip over the summer, we would camp at lakes every night, and so there's tons of scenery around, but my favorite thing to capture was the lake and the reflection of the scenery behind it. For my portfolio, I decided to print 13 by 17 prints of these reflections with the lake, and I turned them all upside down, really just to show the thin line between perception versus the reality in accordance to my own life and how other people reflect on their own life as well. There's a lot of challenges as a photographer. The main one is finding a job. Everybody has a little digital camera and can claim themselves as a photographer. You really have to understand all the basics and go above and beyond somebody that has already done something. You have to figure out new ways to really capture a moment or make somebody see something differently than what they already see it and perceive it differently than what it is in the photo. So finding a job is really difficult. They're very scarce, and you just kind of have to know somebody in the industry already and get yourself in that way. I mainly want to do action shots. That is the main goal after I graduate. Just from growing up and watching my brother do all these sports and his friends and taking photos of them, I eventually want to work for Red Bull or Transworld magazine and really work for an extreme sports type of atmosphere and really just get the action photo that most people can't get.